Hello everyone, my name is Kirsty and welcome to Upside Down Books. I'm so excited. Today I am going to be sharing with you the Harry Potter book tag. A tag which, you know, everyone's done. I've done it once before. It's just, you know, it's Harry Potter, why not? Currently I am both rereading and rewatching it, so I'm like an emotional mess as I keep experiencing characters' deaths and just not being able to cope. It's terrible, but it's also amazing. I'm rereading them on audiobook, narrated by Stephen Fry, and that man does such a spectacular job of it. But the point is, I am excited to do the book tag here on BookTube for the first time with you and share my answers. So let's get to it. If you are wondering, this is Luna's one. It has like a closed flower shape on the bottom, but I also have flowers. Now, I don't know who created this tag, but I'm currently reading my answers off Dreamland Book Blog. So we'll just say thank you to her. And thank you to whoever created it. I'd love to know, if anyone knows, let me know down below. I'd love to give them proper credit. But let's get on to the spells. Flagrate! A book that you found interesting but would like to rewrite. I've literally just talked about this book and done a review for it, but that is The Chimes by Anna Smale. I feel awful saying I want to rewrite it. This was a good book, interesting, but my god, I could go to town on how this book should have ended. I would have just had so much fun. I would have been killing off characters left, right and centre and just, it would have been glorious. Alohomora, the first book in a series that got you hooked. I have so many things to be thankful for of this book, particularly just my general enjoyment of reading these days. This book got me hooked on the book well, but that is Tiger's Curse by Colleen Houck. If you're not aware, this is my favourite book and my favourite series in the entire universe, excluding Harry Potter because that is just everyone's default favourite. But this is the series that I got super mega badly hooked on and can't recommend enough. It's got tigers in it. Tigers are cute. It's also got two very attractive Indian princes in it, so what are you waiting for? Accio, a book that you wish you had right now. Now for this one, this is a book I've wanted for so long, and Victoria Scott has finally started writing, and if you didn't see, she tweeted maybe a week or so ago saying that she was finally writing the third book in the Fire and Flood series. I don't have either of the first two books with me at the moment because my sister is holding them hostage over in Melbourne, but this is what book one looks like, and this is what book two looks like. We don't even have a cover, she hasn't finished writing it, but oh, I wish I had the ending to that series. The cliffhanger is so real. Avada Kedavra! A killer book. Now, I'm not quite sure how I was supposed to interpret this one. I haven't picked the book with the most deaths in it, but a book that like semi-destroyed me whilst reading it, and that one was Blood for Blood by Ryan Graldin. Did you know she has a support page on Twitter for people who finish reading it so that people can send you pictures of kittens and puppies to make you feel better? Confundo! A book you found confusing. I had a long think on this one about what book I found particularly confusing, and I think I'm gonna have to go with The 13th Tale by Diane Setterfield. This book isn't so much as confusing as a mystery, but my goodness, there's like reader discussion questions in the back to be like, at what point did you realise that blah 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 blah? And I was like, I didn't realise that at all. I didn't pick up on any of those clues. There's just like, if you want a good mystery which has like an epic plot twist, I highly recommend this one. Expecto Patronum! Your spirit animal book. For this one, I've decided to pick characters that I like to see myself as being and people who I can relate to, and I couldn't pick just one because I've always been tied between these two books. And they would have to be The Grave Mercy by Robin the Fevers and Graceling by Kristen Cashore. I'd love to say that I was either Ismay or Katza, but you know, in reality I'm probably more like Molly from The Upside of Unrequited. But you know, we can dream, we can dream. Sectumsempra, a dark, twisted book. For this one I'm literally going to say Harry Potter and the Deathly Hallows because, my goodness, if ever you like to experience your childhood falling apart and everyone you love dying all at once, then this is a great book to read. Now in this tag they've actually put Expecto Patronum twice, and as the second time round they've said a childhood book connected to good memories. And for that answer I'd have to say any of the Geronimo Stilton books. I used to get dropped to school really early when I was younger, and I'd go to the library and borrow these books and have a quick read of them because they're such quick, fast adventures about a mouse. Like, this is where it's at, guys. Expelliarmus, a book that took you by surprise. For this one, I'd have to say Frankenstein by Mary Shelley. This is my favourite classic, believe it or not. I know a lot of people who hate this book. The key to it, the secret, guys, is to go in with expectations as low as you can lower them, and then you'll like it. That's what I did. Was completely blown away and was amazed by how much I loved it. Priore Incantato, the last book you read. That would be Encut by Cornelia Funk. Do you know what I just realised? This book, Cornelia Funk is German. This book was written in German and has been translated. I think that's a really cool fact. Riddikulus, a funny book you've read. Well, that one has to be The Upside of Unrequited by Becky Albertalli. You laugh because you see yourself in this book and because Molly's attempts at, like, life and boys are just beyond relatable. Sonorus, a book you think everyone should know about. For this one, I am going to choose Thorn by Intisar Kanani. This book is incredible. It is a retelling of The Goose Girl, which is a classic fairy tale that most people don't know about. Basically, there's a princess who has to marry a prince but she doesn't want to, and she has to travel from point A to point B, and in the middle her maidservant turns out to be evil and they swap bodies. Fantastic retelling of that story, and it has an amazing cover. Like, Obliviate, a spoiler you would like to forget having read. I don't think I need to say anything. Imperio, a book you had to read for school. Now, despite that being a relatively negative connotation, being the Imperious Curse, and therefore suggesting I was forced to read it, my selection is Jane Eyre, and whilst, yes, I might have spent a few sleepless nights trying to read this gigantic book, I actually ended up really liking it. Apparently that's the way to do Jane Eyre. Stay up through the wee hours of the morning and force read it, and eventually you will appreciate the relationship between Jane and Mr. Rochester. Crucio, a book that was painful to read. We saved the best spell till last. My selection for this one is The Lost Honor of Katarina Blum. The Lost Honor of Katarina Blum by Heinrich Böll. I'm pretty sure that's the author, I could be wrong, but it says it on the bottom of the cover if I am wrong. This book made pulling teeth sound fun. I did not like this book. This is a translated copy, but there was nothing at all that I found interesting. This book is only second in its level of boringness to the play Death of a Salesman. And there we have it. Those are my answers for the Harry Potter book tag. If you want to do this and join in with the fun, I will leave all of the questions in the doobly-doo down below for you. I hope you had fun watching this. I certainly had fun doing all the answers and waving my wand around like a madman. But other than that, I will see you in my next video. Goodbye. Alohomora, Alohomora, Expelliarmus, Accio, Confundo, Expelliarmus, Sectumsempra, Priore Incantato, Sonorus, Expelliarmus, Priore Incantato, Alohomora, Sectumsempra, Sonorus, Accio, Obliviate, Expecto Patronum, Sonorus, Avada Kedavra.